probably one of the worst things about the truck rally that's going on. Mostly mainly in Ontario, but also so yeah, it happened in Ottawa, some in Toronto, Quebec City, and then there was like that in Vancouver and Victoria. But and of course the Ottawa one is the worst one ever because that one is not a protest. That is yeah, that's the exact opposite of a protest. They are like you know vandalism and attacking people, threatening people, targeting people, pressuring people, trying to take good to people, and desecrating the Terry Fox statue, and also dancing and urinating on that tomb of that unnamed Canadian soldier. They only think about their rights while they're making it hard for the other people's rights, and they think that this is going to benefit other people, but there are more people with pickup trucks than actual transport truck drivers. So it's kind of and also the fact that some people are waving a Confederate flag and a Nazi flag and a Gadsden flag, which is also an I looked it up, and it's also offensive. And all these, and also these flags are like encouraging hate, racism, and bigotry. So yeah, there's that problem. But there's been some. There's a one going on in Windsor, Ontario, the border of between Windsor, Ontario, and Detroit, Michigan, and it looks like this. So this is the Ambassador Bridge, the border crossing between Canada and USA. So this is the Canadian side of the Ambassador Bridge. So some teachers, they got students to chant freedom, and while linking arms, trying to form a human shield to stop people from crossing into the USA, just because of they don't want I don't want to get vaccinated, and they're against coronavirus. And the bad thing about this is that these are kids. These are kids in elementary Catholic school boards. They have one over there, and also the public school board over there too. And kids, these are kids. They don't know about like this political stuff. The kids are supposed to learn about like, well, since this is Canada, so they have to learn English, and they start learning French in starting in grade 3. So they have to learn math, sciences, and in general like music, art, and dance, and some and physical education, and also health. You know, well, of course, gym class, and also other stuff, and which. And also, but the physical education gym class is almost every kid's favorite. Oh yeah. And also history and geography. So yeah. So in this case, since it's Canada, they will learn Canadian history, and also geography would be just general geography. So not just in Canada, but it'll also be worldwide, and also some general stuff about that. They would learn about that, and yeah. So that would be pretty straightforward for what like kid would learn at school. They do not learn politics, and they are not to be put in politics, and they are not taught about voting, and of course, and but due to social media these days, and the newer generation, which is pretty stubborn right now, they're trying to enforce social justice warrior thing on them, and this is so this is the exact opposite of what a kid should be doing. So so it's not the kids' fault though. These kids don't even know what's going on. They don't even know what a truck freedom convoy is, and which is technically not a freedom convoy. It's the exact opposite, and yeah. And to be honest, Canada and USA has the same regulation with truck drivers requirement, and basically just about anyone who needs to get vaccinated to be crossing the international border. So if you're crossing into another province in Canada, okay, that is understandable. You don't really need that, okay? So because it's Canada, you are free to do that, please. So that's a right. Crossing into another country, okay, that is yeah. You need to abide by the rules for that one, because yeah. In USA, they don't abide by Canadian rules. They have their own rules, and with this truck drivers requirement to get vaccinated every time they cross the border. So yeah, Justin Trudeau and Joe Biden, they have the exact same rules, and so if these people who are protesting in Ottawa right now to change the rules, so to be changed in Canada, to be honest, if these truck drivers have to drive into the USA, they would have to follow USA's rule, which is the exact same as Canada. So this is really backfiring on them. And not only that, people are like also pointing out that this protesting is not a freedom protest because there are regulations for just about anything. No, you can't bring allergic stuff to workplaces. Can't drive under the influence or without a seatbelt on. Don't send your kid to a school if you're sick, or and there's a whole bunch of stuff on that list that really is proper logic, and people, even not just in Canada, they're pointing this out, and kids at unit shields. Okay. Those people, and so the teachers who are actually taking part of this, they are at fault. The parents are also at fault. And yeah. Any truckers who actually support these teachers and parents who actually are doing this in Windsor, yeah, they are also at fault, and kids should be kids, and they should be learning stuff, and politics is not one of them. And kids are not meant to be social justice warriors. They're like, nah, my body, my choice, or all that new crap. Because you may choose to do something, but they're also by making a certain choice, that there will be some things that you cannot be doing, because there are just some rules against that, and some are even out of our control. And health, that is not out of our control, as in say fighting a disease, or so what the research done by scientists and people in the health field, and they've actually proven that this works. Okay, that is what we can do, and yeah, we can get vaccinated, or you know, stay home, or take a break, or um, or some drink a lot of this, or eat a lot of this, or take medication or this. And yeah, and if you're sick because of something or disease or something, yeah, you might as well end up passing it on to some other people. And of course, that is not under your control, and that is not other people's control. That is not under the government's control. That is not under the health unit's control. That is not under just the politician's control. That is just that is not under the control of just anybody. You know, and it's all you got to be careful. But and also a person from the Ontario Science Table, Ryan Imgrand, pointed this fact out, that whenever a school a lockdown is over, kids could go back to school. But when in the house, the coronavirus measures are lightened, kids end up going out of school, and then they have to go get do online classes. And funny story, because that's been happening also in last year, and in 2020 and 2021. So, and the fact that some people think, the cases are going down, hospitalizations are going down, that's going to be fine, it's going to keep going down like that. And then a few days later, and then it ramps back up, goes back down, up and down. It's like a roller coaster. And this is why we don't make assumptions about anything, and just about anything could happen, and this is out of our control. But we could change it if we stuck to health regulations. And that is just not just about coronavirus, but just about anything. So people really have to think about that, and yeah. And remember, the government has to listen to the people in the health field before making any health decisions. And some politicians are, actually following it quite well. And some are being stubborn about it. And and some provinces, Doug Ford has listened to what Dr. Karen Moore has said on some things. He made a bad decision, and in Alberta, Dr. Dina Henshaw, she's not being a good role model. She said some positive things and made good decisions, and then she turned into the exact opposite. Just putting more Alberta people at risk. Oh yeah, this is why we need to follow health regulations, and especially don't use kids. Kids are supposed to learn about the general stuff that is supposed to be taught in schools, like language studies, math, sciences, history, geography, the arts. And then of course when they're gonna get in high school, they can if they can end up going into the trades. And and acting like social justice warriors is not something that kids should be doing. Ever, ever, ever. So to shame, but any parent who is actually allowing this, and any teachers who are allowing this, and there has been some photos leaked online that on social media where in Ottawa uh, protest, there have been some people, parents honking their cars, and then they're and in the back seat, and there are kids, like toddlers, and they are being bothered by loud noise, and this is not what a kid, like especially a toddler or a young child, should not be enduring. And yeah, you call it a freedom convoy? Yeah. You're only doing it for yourself, and you're not benefiting the rest of the country, and you're just going to hurt your kids if you're part of that Ottawa protest. Protest. Well, so-called protest. But and if you have your kids in the back seat, and you're honking a car and loud noise, and they're going to get, it's going to damage their ears. And no child should have to deal with that kind of or witness violence or stuff they shouldn't be seeing. This is woke Canada. And the other people, yeah, at least we're thankful that there are the majority of truck drivers who are still working hard and doing it for the people and just living their lives. Also striking off a conversation with people when they're not on work. Unlike those people in Ottawa who are treating their so-called protest as their job and not bothering to do their other work. What a world we live in.